Back with my bestie, Nikki. Nikki, how are you?
I am crazy. My life is crazy right now.
All right. Wait, let me start by saying for those that are listening and not getting to see this live because you lame, you look very tan.
Yeah, so this is like real raw, right? Because we leave for games tomorrow. So I have like spray tans and I have not showered it off yet. So I'm like officially look like I just came back from a week in Cabo. I sound like I've been smoking a pack a day because I woke up with like a frog in my throat this morning. The baby's been basically coughing directly into my mouth for the last week. So it was bound to happen. But it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine by Wednesday. By the time I need to be on the air, it's gonna be all good.
I love it. You're going to be
Wow.
doing interviews on the sidelines like, Justin, what did you think when you won that workout?
Justin, sweetheart, tell me what you think. But yeah, I promise to look and sound normal by the time I get on TV.
You look normal. You look great. You look tan. You look good.
Yeah.
I like
Thank
it.
you. I think it makes my teeth look really white whenever I
They
spray
do.
tan before games.
Yeah. Look at you with the
Yeah.
spray tan.
I know every time. Well, you know what it is like the camera really washes you out, and especially if we're like under lights and stuff. So I usually do it before an event. And that's why like the one like spray tan bitch in town who sees me every time I leave, she's like, "Oh, what's the event this time?" As I'm like standing in front of her, buck ass naked.
Is that what you call her? Spray tan bitch? That's what you call her?
Yeah, she's my spray tan bitch. She's the
Mm.
best.
Wait, do
Highly
they make you
recommend.
do that naked?
Well, they don't make you. I
Oh,
opt
you
in.
choose to. You
I
choose
opt
to.
in.
You're
Absolutely.
like, "You're
Yeah.
my spray tan bitch. I want you to see all this."
All of that. Oh, yeah. And you got to like, John, I don't know if you've never done this before. So let me
No.
educate you. You got to hit
Clearly, I've
these
never done this
poses.
before.
You got to hit this pose and this pose. And you got to turn around. She gets your butt cheeks. You got to lean forward a little so she can get like under your butt cheek. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
She gets like all up in there.
does she get in between?
Yeah, you gotta turn like you just one leg out and then the other leg out.
Oh, this
You
is
gotta hit
way
like a
more than I needed
plie.
to
I'm
know.
telling you. Well, I'm here to educate you on the finer points of
Wow.
being a lady. Though these days I keep a bra on because I'm still
Mm,
breastfeeding, so I don't want any like chemicals on my nipples.
right. I oddly want to get spray tan now. I don't know why.
I have a gal. Come visit me. I'll take you. She can spray tan abs on
No.
you. She can like spray tan ab shadows onto your body. Mhm.
Oh, I have so many, like, you know how my mind works. I have so many thoughts right now. I can't even process them all. Like, that's how bad this is. I had no idea this is what we're going to be talking about. I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared for this conversation.
I'm so sorry. And I know that you're normally very prepared for the show, so I'm sorry to send that to you.
That's 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 the craziest thing. That is the
Yeah.
funny thing is I've known multiple games athletes to get spray tan before the games because they also don't want to be washed out under the lights, including
Yeah.
dudes, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. When I was on like regular TV news every day, I would spray tan like every other week because the studio lights wash you out so bad.
Mm,
And like the last thing I needed was people to like email me at the station and be like, "You look sick. Are you sick?" Which
that's
they did, by the way. People have
right,
way too much time on their hands.
for sure. Well,
Yeah.
I did what normal pasty white dudes should do, and I went and played around in golf out in the sun, so I would have
There you
a little
go. Did you put
sunscreen.
sunscreen on your dome?
Absolutely not.
Did you burn?
I wore a hat.
Oh, okay.
I wore a hat. I'm fine.
Okay, good.
No, but
That's good.
it looks fine. Don't you think? It looks.
Yeah, it looks totally normal. I was gonna say if it's burned, I can't tell.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good to go.
Nice.
I'll be appropriately kind of a darker shade of pink
Perfect.
than my normal shade of pink.
You and Matt both.
Yeah,
And the
it'll be
baby.
perfect. It'll be absolutely perfect. I was at a picnic today, a work thing, and I thought of you because one of my coworkers there has a family of redheads, and his little
Oh,
boys are like the gingerish of gingers.
oh my
And
goodness.
every
I'm
time they
so
stepped out in the
jealous.
sun, I thought they were going to combust.
Uh,
Uh, but they were
yeah.
the cutest kids, just these bright red hair, and I'm like, it made me
Oh,
think of Matt. It was too
so
funny.
jealous. That's what I really want.
So, how excited are you for Madison?
I'm so stoked. I think so. Like I moved last week and I kind of could not think past like packing, moving, unpacking. Like I really, really couldn't get that past that in my brain mentally. So Today, I have been working on packing us to go. Like the baby suitcase is totally packed. Matt and I are, as I was like unpacking boxes, I was setting aside like anytime I saw a Nobull shirt, I would just like put it aside because I knew it would have to get
Right.
repacked. So now that I'm here, I'm actually getting really, really excited. But it took a minute. I just haven't been able to do anything other than stay afloat. You know what I mean? In this house full of boxes.
Well, I'm super excited. Although I went to my mailbox this morning because I'm usually like kind of lame about going to my mailbox every day. You go like every other day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And my birthday's in like a week. And I
Yay.
go to the mailbox. Yeah, no, no, no,
Oh,
no.
no,
I go to
no.
the mailbox and there's a letter that says "Happy Birthday, John" from AARP. And I'm like, fuck
No.
you guys. Just ruining my day. I was having a peaceful little Sunday, and they just chose violence, like right out of the gate.
Right
It was
out the
not good.
gate. Dang. That's
It's
not
not good.
fair.
It was not fair. I don't feel good about this. I'm not
I
ready to get letters from AARP and trying to tell me I can get early bird specials and all the discounts.
I mean, I love a good early bird special, especially now when baby bedtime is like between 7 and 8. I love me some 4:30 dinner. Bring it on.
Hey,
Bring it
look,
on.
I'm all for sensible dinners and I'm all for early eating. I just don't want to be predicated on the fact that I'm 52 years old. Like it just makes me feel so old. I don't like it.
That feels kind of early for AARP. Isn't that
It
like a
felt early to me
6 o'clock
too, but
thing?
apparently
Yeah,
not to them.
well, just trying to get you in younger and younger every year.
Apparently not to them. And then at insult to injury, I hurt my elbow playing golf. What is this learn
Oh,
and play new sports bullshit that Glassman was touting? Because I go out and play golf and I blow up my elbow on the first hole. And then I got to spend
no.
18 holes rolling around with these guys, and all I can do is putt. It's terrible.
Oh, that
Not good.
sounds, I don't know anything about golf, but sounds shitty.
It was, well, we had a bottle of tequila with us, so it was fine. But
Yeah, okay. Okay. I did not know this until recently because we're not golf people. I like mini golf, but I guess that's not the same thing.
yeah,
I did
same
not
thing.
know that golf was just bro code for day drinking.
Basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know that at first. I thought it was like a sport.
You
Y'all
should
get real
pick it up.
serious.
It'd be right up your alley. You'd probably be great
Like,
at it.
hell yeah. That's why I didn't know for years and years and years when we first started dating. Matt tried to get me to go camping. And I was like, do I look like I camp? Do I look like I poop in a hole? Because I don't. And like it took a while. It took a really long time. And finally he convinced me. And we did some glamping. Like we were at a campsite that had like
Right.
bathrooms and stuff. And I didn't know that camping is just code for drinking in the woods all day and playing cards into the night by a fire. Like I had
Right.
no idea. Had someone told me I could crush 3 bottles of La Marca a day while I was camping, I would have gone years ago. Here
Well,
we
it was
are.
still a bummer because I'm a very average golfer. Don't get me wrong, but I don't play very often. But I like to play when I get to play, and then like to not
Sure.
actually be able to participate was the real bummer.
Oh,
But
that's a bummer. Are you gonna be okay? Like, is it healed
um,
quickly? I don't know what kind of injury that
I
is.
don't know. It's like all swollen. It's got like kind of like a golf ball size knot on the
Oh,
inside of
oh
my elbow.
no.
I know it
Yikes.
just sucks. It'll be fine. All it means is I get to take more time off during the games and not have to
Yep.
work out,
Okay.
and I just have to use my hand at the Tito's tent, to get my drinks. So it'll be fine.
Amazing. That sounds perfect.
Yep, be totally fine.
Tito's and O2 all week.
I know. Well, let's talk games because that's what everybody
All
came
right.
here for, and they're probably all
Yeah.
like, "Will you guys shut up about your normal
Sorry.
life and talk about CrossFit?"
Sorry. Sorry.
Nobody cares about those. Do you want to talk about the men or women first? Viewer's
Let,
choice. Your choice.
let's talk about women first.
Perfect. So let's do. I want to do top 5. If you want to put
Okay.
them in order, feel free. If you don't want to, because I know you got to talk to these people, so I'll
Shit.
let you
Yeah,
do.
I did put them in order actually.
Okay. All right. Well, you can put them in order, and then you can give me 1 or 2 wild cards, as many as you
Okay.
want, actually, because I
Okay.
have a pretty decent sized list here. But let me hear your top 5.
Okay. You want to go one for one, or you want me to just tell you the whole thing?
Whatever. Well, first of all, I doubt there's going to be much suspense on number 1, but go ahead.
Yeah. All right. If you don't have Tia as your number one, go home.
Yeah, you don't even
Truly.
follow the sport if you don't think
Yeah.
she's going to go 6 for 6.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking about this earlier this morning. I think that when people say the term GOAT, like greatest of all time, I think that can mean a lot of things. I think it can mean like highest scoring, most winningest. I think you can take a lot into consideration, like in marketing we call it LTV, lifetime value, but like relativity to life. Like I think that Rich is the GOAT in his own ways, the way he's crushing every division, the way he's doing it as he ages, the way he does it with a family. I think Matt is the GOAT, the way he's like obviously most winningest, but like come up from where he's come from and like relative to his
Right.
struggles. But I think Tia is like the GOAT of the GOATs. That's like just the way that I picture her dominance. I think, yeah.
It's unparalleled. Everything she's
Yeah.
done. I went back, I was going back and looking at scoring and seeing what she did at the Torium Pro. I mean, perfect 600 points.
Of course.
Again, it's 6 events, but to win 6 in a row, like, it's just really unreal. And it's not like, no offense to some of the others, but it wasn't like she was in, like the South African semi or even South America
Sure.
where you have like maybe one really good athlete and then a bunch that are good, but not at this level, right? I know it sounds rude, but I don't mean it to. But
No. It's just, it was a
she's
stacked
going,
field where she was
yeah,
at.
she's going head
Yeah.
to head against Cara Sanders and
Right.
6 for 6. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah. I know.
She's unreal. Like, usually, she can't even let you win that 6th one. You know what I mean? She's got it locked up.
No. Right.
You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
she is the GOAT.
Totally.
And I'm going to throw in such a good sport. I mean, maybe it's easy to be a good sport when you're always winning, but she just always seems to be out there for the others.
Yeah.
I just love
Yeah.
that about her.
I think she really appreciates the community of the sport,
Mhm.
which is impressive specifically because she has so much experience in other sports as well. So.
Yep. Unreal. All right. That's
Okay.
all right. That's an easy number 1. I'm dying to
Easy
hear your
number
number
one.
2.
My number 2 is Haley.
Twins.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
No
Tell me why you had
way.
her at number 2. Tell me why you had her at number 2. I'm dying to
I
know.
just feel like, so let me preview my number 3 and I can tell you why. So my number 3 is
okay.
Mel. My number 3 is
Okay.
Mel. And I just feel like both of these up and comers have shown so much prominence to get on the podiums, even top 3. But I think that Haley's experience and her growth and her maturity is going to propel her above Mel. That's my guess.
I went back and looked at her scores from where was she? The MAC? It was the MAC, right?
Or Syndicate or MAC, which one? One of those.
I think yeah, I don't remember. I think it was the MAC, but I could be wrong. She dominated with the exception of the complex.
Right.
And strength has never been her thing, but she literally dominated. Like, you take that event out of that 6 event semi and she runs away with it.
Well, and on top of that, her damage control in that strength event was pretty darn good, all things considering. So
yeah, that's never been her thing. And in a long week, of the games where strength isn't, it's going to be 2 events, maybe 3, where it really impacts her. I think it just really lends well for her to getting a high placement on the podium for sure.
Totally.
Plus, she's a bestie. We love her. So.
Yeah, of course. That's part of it. So that was preview for my number 3, which is Mel.
All right. Why'd you have Mal at 3? I did not have her at 3. But.
Like 3, 4, 5 really could have been anyone's game, any gal's game in my mind. But I am feeling like working with Matt has made her a different person because he just brought a very different perspective to being an athlete at that level. And so I feel like it'll pay off.
Yeah.
You're
saying hard work pays off. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you could say that. You could say that. There's that.
All right. So Mal at number 3. Who's number 4?
Number 4 is.
Oh, wait, who?
Annie.
Annie who?
What do you mean, Annie who?
Annie who is going to be 4th? Who's
Oh my gosh. Look at me. I put Annie right in there, forgetting she was on a team.
If Annie were competing individual, I would definitely have her.
Totally would be. Oh my gosh. That's a total brain fart. Thank you for correcting me.
Wow, you gotta change your rankings all of a sudden. I put you on the spot.
That's epic because I have so many people who could have come in that 5th or 6th spot. Okay, that moves up Cara. So Cara Saunders is up there.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll help you write out all
Okay.
your interviews too, by the way, when you go on the sidelines. It's gonna be great.
Where I'm gonna be like, "Hey, I thought you were gonna come in 3rd. What happened?" Yeah.
Annie, what are you doing with all these other people? I thought you were
I thought you
individual.
were going
What
individual. What the
what
hell?
the hell? All right, so
Okay,
you
good.
have Cara at number 4? That's a good all
I have
right, so why
Cara at number
Cara?
4. Okay. Well, then that bumps up my 6th place spot to number 5, who's Danielle Brandon.
Oh, all right, so give me Cara and Danielle. Why those
Yeah.
2?
Well, Cara, I mean, it's really hard. It's hard. Like, I don't know why I picked them 4th and 5th, but I can tell you why I put them in the top 5 because I really
Sure.
feel like outside of Tia, anyone could really shake this up. Well, Kara's just, I mean, she's been so steadfast within the sport for so many years, and she's come
Word.
back so incredibly strong from having her little girl. I just think that you can't deny that she's like bringing mom strength into this individual competition. And then with Danielle, she's just such a firecracker that I feel like she's become the one to watch. And like also, don't forget, she has a ton of experience. I mean, this is either her
Mhm.
4th or 5th season as a games competitor. And I don't know, like I know she's had like a shakeup, but in her coaching and in her whatever, but I feel like she's gonna use that to her advantage. I feel like she's the kind of person to be like, I can overcame whatever, whatever, and I'm here to play.
Yeah,
You know
she'll
what I'm
use it
saying?
like fuel to the
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
I believe
But
that.
also, sorry, I have her neck and neck with Danny because I feel like a healthy
Mm.
Danny last year I thought was her year to hit the podium. And then she had that injury. So a healthy Danny also, I feel like absolutely could make a run at that top 5.
Yep, fully agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other wild cards?
Well, I think you can't. I think. Well, there's so many people you can't count out. There's so many people.
It was a hard list,
It was
especially on the
wicked
women's side.
hard.
It was hard on both sides.
Yeah.
There were way more men this year, that were
Yeah.
kinda in that gray area for me. So I, with you, had Tia and Mal at one I'm sorry,
Okay.
Tia and
And
Haley at 1
Haley.
and 2. I had Cara Saunders at number 3.
Yeah.
I mean,
Totally.
I agree with you on the mom strength thing. I think, she brings experience. Like, for me, like, I was trying to, like, balance out how will Mal do? How will some of these younger athletes there's a lot of, like, freshmen this year,
Yeah. There are. There are. It's a really
and
good way of putting it.
yeah, and super talented, but, your first year isn't usually your breakout year, that's your experience year, and so, and I know this isn't Mal's first year, and I'm certainly not, saying anything negative about Mal here, so no one sue me,
No,
but
don't bring them to us.
yeah, but I think, looking back at the Torium Pro, Cara looked great.
Yeah.
Looked
Totally.
really great, and she has a kind of a, obviously a bigger separation this year. Like, when she competed last time, she had just had the baby, you
Hmm.
know, and, Scotty was basically an infant, and now she's a big girl, and, Cara's had time to, adapt and adjust, and I think she could have a really, really good, showing. I had Laura Horvath at 4.
Yeah. It's a Laura's one for me that you really can't count out. I fully agree with that.
Well, she's strong, fat, like, she kinda has all the tools,
Yeah.
and I wanna say, like, right up front, with the exception of Tia being number 1, the 2 through 5, 2
I
through
totally agree.
10 could
2
be
through 10
anybody,
for sure.
I think
Yeah.
Tia's a lock, but, Laura could be 2nd, but I had her at 4th. I think the world of her, such a good athlete,
Yeah.
you know, and then, number 5, I had Mal. Like,
Yeah.
again, I think, Mal was like 7th last year, so it'd be a step up for her. I think, um, much like you, I think she looks really good training under Matt, and it could pay off bigger for her. She could end up.
Yeah.
She absolutely could be on the podium. No, I would not be surprised at all.
Yeah.
She's just such a fierce competitor, and we saw that out of her at Granite. Like,
Totally.
she looks so good at Granite, like
Yeah.
crazy good. Um, and then my wild cards, I had Danielle Brandon and Danny. Like, those two are, both could easily find themselves up there. And then I had the 2 Emmas, Emma McQuaid and Emma Lawson.
Yeah. Wow, Emma McQuaid for sure. She
Yep.
absolutely could make a run for it.
I mean,
Yeah.
Emma Lawson won the Atlas Games, and she looked great.
Yeah.
For me, she's a little more freshman-y than Mal.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she's just a
Yeah.
little newer. She's what, 17, maybe 18. Like, so,
Babies. They're all babies.
yeah, like, and just so impressive, in so many ways. So, yeah, but again, I would not be shocked to see her on the podium or in that top five. It would not surprise me. I don't think she will, but never say never.
Yeah.
Sometimes these long competitions really bode well for some athletes. I just haven't
It's true.
I haven't had a chance to see what she can do in a long week yet. You know,
Right.
but one thing's for sure, you want somebody that's going to recover quicker. It's a younger athlete, so you could see you know, uh, a big jump for a lot of these young athletes that recover faster in a long week than some of the, you know, I'm just
That's
going to say
true.
older athletes like Danny. And make sure I say that to Danny next time we talk to her.
Old fogies. That's what you need to call them.
Oh, I know. Poor Danny. She's gonna be so mad at me. She's gonna punch me right in the balls.
Probably.
We'll see. Shut up, Bean. All right. So how about the men? Who do you have at number one?
I actually have Justin again at number one, reigning and defending, resecuring his title.
What was your logic behind it?
I just feel like he's so solid, and he kind of showed us at semifinals that last year wasn't a fluke.
Yep.
He shows that he's exactly the type of athlete who will continuously improve at the sport because he's so incredibly well-rounded. And I think a lot of that comes from his background. A lot of that comes from his coach. And a lot of that comes from his attitude because he's perpetually happy. And even when he's serious about competing, he's like grateful for the opportunity. And I just think that will reflect when shit gets hard.
Right.
And I think that he won't, even if he doesn't, succeed and doesn't win the first 5 events. Like, I don't think he will let himself get down on himself, get into a hole where he can't get out. And I think that's the mentality of a champion, truly.
I had him at number one as well.
Okay,
I struggled
twinsies.
with Yeah, I struggled with that one for a while, to be honest. But eventually, I just resolved myself to. In previous years, I bet against people repeating, and I'm kind of in the mindset now. It's like until someone proves they can beat you, it's yours.
Yeah, I agree.
And he hasn't proven that anyone can. Like, he had a really consistent semi. He's looked great all year. Kind of like you, I love his attitude. He's so
Yeah.
happy
Yeah.
and such a great family. I mean,
Totally.
like, I know that doesn't relate over to championships, but I waded in a little bit to be fair.
I do too.
But he's as fit as anyone out there. Like, again, I'm not gonna go, oh my God, I didn't see that coming if some of these others we have ranked behind him beat him. But at the same time, he's not a fluke.
No.
He's absolutely a slam dunk top 5
Yeah.
in my opinion. And I'll be shocked to see him not on the podium again. But we'll see.
Same.
All right, who's number 2?
Vellner.
Ah, boy Patty.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do think that he has what it takes to take the top spot as well. I do. He just needs to not start out by flopping out in bed. He needs to not Vellner it.
Yeah,
okay?
he needs to not have an Uncle Pat moment. I know.
Yeah, truly. If he could just not Vellner it so hard in the beginning, then I think
I love how that's become a term.
100%.
I totally Vellnered that wad earlier. That's almost what telling people.
Everybody knows what it means.
Everybody knows exactly what it means.
Mm-hmm. He's going to listen to this and call me out on saying that. But it's true. It's true. And I want to see him succeed because climbing out of that hole that he has found himself in the past is so hard. And the fact that he can do it over and over again means that he absolutely has what it takes to stand on the number one spot.
I think you need to take a pack and play and let Hunter play with his baby the whole time.
Well, first of all, we are bringing the pack and play. I've overpacked for the baby significantly. Did you watch the new documentary that Mariah put together?
I've not seen any of it.
Really worth the watch. It's really worth the watch. It was excellent. Really well done. There's a funny part in it where Vellner and Medeiros are going back and forth. They're just like chatting. And it's like they know like Justin's in the lead and Pat knows that he needs to finish like X number of people between them in order to like get back up ahead of him in the leaderboard and whatever. And they're just laughing. And Pat's like, he says something along the lines of like, dude, I have a kid. Like, you have to let me win. Like, if you win this prize money, like you're taking lunch out of my kid's mouth. And I laughed so hard because I was like, yeah, it's like serious now.
Using Owen for nefarious purposes. I love it.
Oh my God. Such a
Well, I saw
goofball.
Pat posted today. He was asking anyone in Madison have a pack and play. Please bring it because we can't train with this kid going crazy all over the gym.
Oh my God. Well, we'll have one. He can use it.
Perfect.
But I'm sure, I guarantee you someone responded and offered their pack and play.
Well, I hope he's in either the top spot or in the top 3 because that baby's cute AF and deserves all the prize money he can possibly get for that kid.
Definitely.
Super cute. All right, number 3. Who you got at number 3?
Yeah. Who do I have at number 3? I have Noah.
Oh, Noah. I love Noah.
Yeah.
He's not on my list. I feel bad, but I love Noah.
Whoa. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So tell me about Noah. Why you have Noah at number 3?
Well, I mean, he's really the only athlete that ever gave Matt a little shake in his boots moment.
Yeah.
And now
Did
that
he,
the
though?
field
Did he? Did
Yeah,
he? Do you
yeah,
think
he
Matt was
did.
shaking? You think Matt was shaking?
Well, I think it was closer than Matt was comfortable with. I mean, Noah wore the leader jersey for an event. So
I'm taking a note on that. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just taking a mental note on that. And when we have Matt back on, I'm going to ask him that question. Were you worried about Noah at any point? I want to
I
know.
think
It's an interesting concept. I wonder if he was. I don't know.
well, I think you would say it was closer than he went into an event not in the lead. And he doesn't.
True.
Champions
Yeah.
don't like that. Winners don't like that. So so I think that we've seen it from him in the past. I think sort of similar to Pat, we've seen Noah in a pattern of like, if he has a bad event, it's a little bit more difficult for him to come back out of it.
Yep.
But I know that every year he works on his mental game as well as his physical game. So I think he has what it takes. I mean, he's another one that's
semis big time. He was big in a
truly
hole at semis. Like after day 1, he wasn't on the board at all and made a big comeback.
Did he Vellner it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Well, I mean, a 6 event. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think he has what it takes. I think we've seen that. And I don't want to count him out. Why? Who do you have next?
I don't have him there. I'll get to my list in a minute, but I love Noah. Love him.
I know.
I always feel bad. Noah is so nice that people think it's fake. And I'm going to tell everyone listening, if you have never met Noah Olson, it is not fake. That is the nicest dude.
100%.
He is so kind and sweet. I don't have him on my list, but I love him and I hope he does really well. I really do.
I feel like that was like a few years ago where people were kind of like getting on him for being fake. I feel like people kind of get it now, right?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah. I hope so. He's a good dude. All right. Who do you have next?
BKG.
BK. I love BK. Yeah. BK at number 4. All right. Why'd you have him at 4?
Well, he's just like, if you don't have him in your top 5, then you haven't been watching the CrossFit Games for the last like 8 years. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's Mr. Consistency, truly. So you got to assume he's only getting better and stronger, as is the rest of the field. So he'll stay in the top 5.
No argument there. And number 5, who do you have at 5?
All right, I'm gonna not give you a solid answer for number 5, and instead I'm just gonna say that I have in my number 5 spot one of the younger kids. I think one of the younger kids will weasel their way up into the top 5, and when I say that, I mean Guy, I mean Roman, or maybe one of the Panchiks.
How young is Roman? Roman's not young, is he?
I think he is. Yeah, I think he's only like. Yeah, isn't he only like 25 or something?
I don't know. Everyone's young to me, Niki. I don't have a good base of reference here. I'm ancient.
Okay, well, instead, you know what? I won't say young. I'll say like rookies. I'll say like newer to the field. Maybe it's not like necessarily young kids, because you're right. Roman probably is a lot older than Guy when you like look at the numbers, but it'll be his first time like actually hitting the floor in Madison. So I'll just say like without as much experience, I think one of those newer athletes is potentially going to get up into the top 5.
All right, that's fair. Anyone
Yeah.
else? You have like a little asterisk next to?
I mean, freaking everyone else. Like, it's a wide open field now. I mean, I didn't say Fikowski, which is bananas, right? Like, he probably should be up there. I don't know.
Well, I mean, look, there are, and especially on the men's side, another dozen that could be on the podium
Yeah,
pretty easily. Um, I had Justin number one for the same reasons as you. I had Saxon at number two.
you did. Of course
I
you
did.
did.
Well, it didn't, no, but not, but like I tried to be very analytical this time and not like, oh, I love Saxon because he got me my first muscle up. Like he did get an extra point for that. However,
Okay.
he dominated his semi.
He
And I mean,
did.
straight out dominated. He had 3 wins, he had a second, like, he looked great. And when you compare him head to head with Justin in the 2 events that were repeats in both, Justin beat him on the lift by 10 pounds, which, you look at Justin, like, Justin's known for his strength, Saxon's not. That's pretty damn close. And, in that rope climb running workout, Saxon beat him by, like, 15, 20 seconds. So
Hmm.
they're, again, it's only 2 workouts and it's a long week. For me, the thing that Saxon has going for him when you look at his previous years at the games, I think he was maybe 5th last year, is he is crazy consistent. He doesn't like have a lot of moments where he finishes like 30th. You know,
Yeah.
he's usually like when he has a bad event, he's like 10th or 11th. And then his kind of the thing that's always gone against him to place higher at the games is he doesn't win events. He's always like kind of in the top 10, but he never wins. I think he's had like
Hmm.
maybe one event win at the games. I think Saxon, don't yell at me if I'm wrong about that. But now he had a bunch of wins against a pretty stacked field at the MAC. If he's changing now, and he's with Proven now, he was, training on his own before. Now he's training with Shane. If he's in the moment now where he's winning some events, that's a lot of points. And I think that really bodes well for him. So it would not shock me to see
Really.
him finish second.
Yeah.
I had Pat at number 3.
Okay.
Again, I probably gave Saxon the friend discount here. So,
Yeah.
and again, I love Pat. So they could be, either or. And I think any of those 3 could be on top of the podium, in my opinion.
100%.
Um, so I love all those guys. In number 4 and 5, we were the same. I had BK at number 4.
Yay.
If you don't think that guy has a shot, you're not following. Like he's a
Right.
total beast.
Right.
And I also think he's kind of coming into his window where he should be there and when he's kind of hitting the crest. You know what I mean? Like there are a few that are kind of that way. Like you have all these young up and comers that are coming in. So even though I don't think these guys are kind of at their peak, I think some of these younger guys are going to push that peak along sooner than they want.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had Roman at number 5.
Oh, you did. How funny. Okay.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
again, I don't know what Roman's going to do because he hasn't competed at the games. Like he hasn't. He keeps not getting his visa, and
Right.
there's like the legend of Roman.
Right.
So like, I don't want my pick to be based off of that. But I looked at the Far East, and he went 6 for 6, or 5 out of 6 events, and I don't know. I think he deserves to be there. And then
Oh,
I had a
yeah.
few
Oh my gosh.
asterisks. Brent was an asterisk of someone who could be on the podium. And then I had Jeff Adler and Jay Crouch, I
Oh my
think, are
gosh. Yeah.
both.
How can we? No one said Jeff Adler and friggin' won Atlas games.
Yeah, he absolutely
Yeah.
could be there. Absolutely. Jay Crouch, who won Torian
Torian.
Pro and
Yeah.
beat Ricky Garrard, I might
Right.
add.
Oh, and
So it wasn't.
Ricky. Ricky absolutely could also be on the
Yeah.
podium. Yikes.
Yeah. Well, that's my point, though. Like, I was debating, do I have Jay or Ricky? Well, Jay beat Ricky. So I'm going to give it to him until Ricky proves he can beat him, And then I also had Dolan Pepper in the mix,
Interesting.
only because he, the thing he has going for him, he has youth, he has ridiculous strength, like, it's so strong. He kind of has all the tools, and for me, the thing that Dolan has that the others don't, he's got 3 gold medals. And I realized it was against the teen division, but winners win. I don't care
Yeah,
where you put
totally.
him, winners win. He's been
Totally.
there before. He's not a freshman like these others.
Okay.
And,
I like it.
Whether that would actually put him in the top 5, couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
I'm not sure it's his year for that, but would not be surprised, and I'd be ecstatic to see him up there because, I
same.
mean, everybody knows we love him. It's like
Oh
such a
yeah,
nice.
oh my gosh, such a good kid.
I'm excited either way. It's gonna be fun to watch this play out, and everybody, start messaging, "Oh, you're so full of shit." Like, you know what you're talking about. I'll be the first to tell you, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, it's
I'm
all, of
guessing like everybody else.
course, same, same. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see you. It's
I
been
know I've never
forever.
met the baby. What are the things to do in Madison that you want to do while you're there?
I mean, I don't really have time to do anything other than work. I do
Have you
like
had a
doing.
chance to try any of the food in town? Like, do you get out to any of
Okay.
these places?
Yes. Yes. I'm a big fan of like finding like trying cheese curds everywhere that we go. I do a lot of meals in the hotel because we
Oh,
don't
you're
have a ton
killing
of
me.
time when we're working. But um there are a couple really great like burger joints right near the Capitol. We try to go out at least once as a
All right.
team.
Do you know the names of these? I have a list of my favorite places. Do you
No,
have
you say them because if you say a name, it might
Okay.
ring in my
Here's
brain.
where now, full disclosure, if you're from Madison, I don't want to catch grief for this shit. All right. This is a
Well, because it's like
tourist.
touristy.
This
Yeah.
is a tourist opinion of somebody who's been to Madison twice, and I've tried a lot of food, and I just know what I like. So my favorite burger is at Dottie Dumplings Dowry, which is
Okay.
right downtown. I just call it
Yes.
Dottie's, but dude, oh, perfection.
I've been there and it was epic. I remember that.
It's so good. It's like it reminds me of a college bar.
Yeah, because it's like a little divey, but the food is really good and like wasn't super
Oh,
expensive.
food's so good. It's so
Yeah.
good. They have a Kobe burger that was
Yeah.
stupid good. I had it 2 nights in a row.
Mhm.
It was so good, I went back the following night, just sat at the bar
No
both nights
kidding.
by myself
Uh,
and just pounded this burger like it was my last meal. It was so good.
Amazing.
How about did you have the local beer?
The spotted cow.
Mhm.
I mean, last year I had none because I was super pregnant, but
Yep,
this year
Spotted
I
Cow.
will.
How about favorite place for cheese curds? Have you found a place you like for cheese curds?
Do you know what's really dumb? So we stay at the Sheraton across from the Alliant Energy Center. The
Yep.
whole crew does, and they have the best cheese curds.
Are
They
they
have a
good?
restaurant. Yeah, I'm serious. They have a restaurant in the lobby, and it has the best cheese curds.
I feel like I've gotta kidnap you and take you to some places while we're there.
Why? Because I like the cheese curds from the Sheraton. Oh my
I'm
god,
sure they're
yes.
fine. I'm just saying this is, like the cheese
Well,
curd
I get the cheese
capital of the
curds everywhere we
planet.
go when we go out in town and stuff because I got to try them everywhere.
So we went to this place called Gray's,
Okay.
Graze, and it was unreal. They had amazing cheese curds, like so amazing. They also, though, had a burger, if I remember right, that was made out of brisket, short ribs, and bacon.
What? Come
And it
on.
was so greasy and perfect. Like
Amazing.
every bite was better than the next. It was so good. But the
Epic.
cheese curds were great. I'm sure there are plenty of the thing that's interesting about Madison is everywhere we went had cheese curds and they were all different. Like nobody
All
had the
different.
same cheese
100%.
curds.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
It's almost like they have a cheese curd council and they get together and like, no, 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 you can't have those because so and so has them.
Right. Right. There's
It's
one
very
spot downtown that I cannot remember the name of, but they have them. They have goat cheese curds, and they're so good.
was it the old fashioned?
No, but I had burgers there once, and they were also delicious. I feel like all we eat all week is burgers and cheese curds.
Well, that's
They're
all they
so
have.
good.
I this is no BS. I had last year in 5 days, I had 5 burgers and 5 orders of cheese curds. I
Yeah,
swear to
I'm
God.
sure. Last year at the Sheraton, Steph Chung came for dinner once with Matt and I swear between the two of us, we housed 3 bowls of cheese curds because
I
Matt
just
can't eat cheese, so it was just us. We
I'd
are
love to see
embarrassing.
it. Did you get the local ice cream?
No.
Oh, this is a dairy state. You write this
Okay.
shit down.
What is the
Chocolate
local
shop.
ice cream? What?
Chocolate shop. Yes, and it is so
Okay.
good.
Okay.
So good. They've actually it's in the Alliance Center. They have a little booth.
Oh, that's ridiculous that I haven't had it then.
Yeah, you can just skip dinner and have ice cream. No one even will question it.
Wow. No one will tell me what that I
No,
can't. Amazing.
Yeah, it's so good.
Amazing. I'm so
So,
excited.
I mean, that's the thing. This is a dairy town. So if you want
Yeah,
ice cream, cheese, or burgers, this is the place to be.
I
It's
want
so
all of
good.
it.
And
All of
beer.
it.
I
And
guess
beer.
beer
Yeah.
just goes
Beer
hand
is
in hand.
legit. Totally.
But of all of that, the beer was the least of it for me because I'm not a beer guy, but
I like it. I like it because it's like a it's like a good drinking beer. Like you can have it's like I don't know. It doesn't fill you up, but it's still really like full bodied and delicious and you're not like needing a light beer because you're eating. You know what I'm saying?
yep.
Yeah.
Anyone else on all of our lists that we didn't talk about that you're going to feel bad about tomorrow not mentioning? Just go through
Everyone. Everyone else.
them. Is
Oh
it?
my god.
I know. I feel like Danny's going to kick me in the balls for not putting her in my top 5, and I feel bad about that. But there's so many names to pick from, and I think
I
she
know.
could be there.
I
She
know.
could
I
be. I'm
know.
really just like thinking like if everyone's on their A game, this is how they finish. The only one men on the men's side, the only one I didn't have on my list that I felt really guilty about was Tim Paulson because I love that dude,
Same.
and I think he absolutely could be there. It's just kind of the same thing. I'm like everyone should be on their A game, and if they are, it's hard to crack into there. But I love that
I
dude.
called
He's so
it with
fit.
him winning the last chance qualifier and
Uh-huh.
getting in that way. So
I know.
yeah,
Well,
100%.
it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, dude's such a competitor. It just I
Yeah.
felt bad. You
Yeah.
know.
No, I hear you. I
So
don't know.
what is Matt's role this week?
So Matt's role is dad on duty
Of course.
and coordinating my breaks with snacks and bringing me the baby wherever I
Right.
am so I can put him on my boob. Last year, Matt like needed an all access badge or like he needed like the same credentials that I had so that he could like be with me if I went into labor. And this year, this year he needs the same credentials as I have so he can bring me the
Right.
baby so I can
Now
feed
is your
him.
now is your tit valet. It's great. I should,
Yeah,
we,
literally.
we should make him one of
Literally.
those athlete jerseys, the Nobull athlete jerseys, and we'll just put tit
Yeah.
valet across the front. It'd be great.
Nipple manager.
Nipple manager.
Yeah. And also, Hunter's birthday is on Saturday of games.
No.
He'll be 1. Isn't that bananas?
It is it's pretty insane.
Yeah. It's I can't even believe it. So, yeah, so Matt's going to be dad on duty and helping me figuring out the nursing schedule and collecting pumped milk, bringing it back. He's basically the dairy manager of my nipples.
All right, so you can
Which
teach
is
me
great.
something here because it's been a long time since I had a
Okay.
baby that was breastfeeding. But you've been
Yeah.
doing, I'm going to give a little commercial for the show here. You've been doing this
Mm.
amazing focus on female series, and I
Yeah.
swear to you, I don't even haven't even told you this. I bet I get a 1 to 2 messages a week from people just randomly DMing to say how much they love the focus on female series.
Come on. That's
They love it.
awesome.
They love it.
I also get some messages, not a lot, but some messages of people who have like awesome ideas. And I have a bunch of messages in my like request folder that I've been dying to get back to. I've just been so busy. But I read all of them and I take them all to heart. And I have a bunch of people lined up for after games because like leading up to games, people get really busy and they don't want to talk. But
Yep.
I have a bunch of people lined up for after games to talk about aging women. That's one that has been coming up a lot, like training into menopause. And like a lot of women have reached out to me to be like, I want someone to talk about how do I change my training? How do continue to adapt as I age and as I go through menopause? But like not scale. Like women don't, they're not
Yeah.
like, how do I pull back and scale? They're like, how do I continue to kick ass into my
Right.
50s and beyond? So I've got a couple people lined up to talk about that. I had a couple people lined up to talk about training around your menstrual cycle, which is like a
Oh,
question that's come up a bazillion times. And I have researched and found some specialists who can talk about that. And a bunch of other topics too. I'm excited because after games, like people will free up,
right.
and we'll be able to record some more. It'll be great.
Well, my point of bringing it up was, clearly I know nothing about the female body. So, and
Clearly, not.
I don't remember anything about when we were, Megan was the one that was of our two. She was the one that was breastfed, but I don't remember
Yeah.
when we weaned her off. What age do you wean off a baby?
Yeah, so I like the fact that I made it to a year is kind of like a pat myself on the back. Like a lot of women stop way earlier than this, which is totally fine. My goal is to get through the next year as well, like go from 1 to 2. But like he's eating more food now, and he has one tooth, John. He has one tooth coming in. He's a little
Nice.
late in the teeth game. And it took him a little while to get like comfortable with consistencies outside of puree. Like he was like just gagging on like chunks of food every time we put food in his
Yeah.
mouth. Um, so now that he's getting better at food, I'm going to be able to like ramp up food and take milk down after a year. And then I hope to just breastfeed like maybe like just at night, like just for bed or something, because I actually really like it. So I'm going to try to stick with it if I can. But it's like weaning is going to be really sad for me. So I keep being
I
like, I'm just
know.
going to wait until after a year. So I don't need to like worry about it until after we come back from games. And in the meantime, we'll just use milk and Matt will give
Well,
bottles
that's an
and stuff.
entirely different episode because you will be sad when
I
that happens.
know, I
We're gonna have to talk
know,
about it when it happens because I think that's the natural part of it. It's like, it's the evolution of your baby growing up, and
I
then, you don't get
know.
that back, you know?
And let's not forget that no one really talks about this, but like as a woman, you go through, like after you give birth, you go through a hormonal crash and that causes all
Yep.
sorts of like postpartum depression, anxiety, whatever. When you stop breastfeeding, you go through a second hormonal crash because you've been like, every time you breastfeed, your brain releases feel good chemicals. I forget which one. Matt just walked away, or I would ask him. Matt, what's the
Dopamine.
what's the chemical that you get when you breastfeed and you feel good? What is it? Oxytocin. That's the one.
Wow.
Um, and so when you stop doing that again, like consistently, then you go through another hormonal crash. So that'll be fun. Can't wait for that. No one talks about that.
We'll be
Um,
having some guest hosts that week.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll need some help. I'll bring my therapist on with me. She's great. You guys will love her. But no, I think it's worth talking about because that's another great focus on female topic. So, but
Mm,
yeah, I'd like to get through the next year if I can. We'll see. It gets harder as I get older, and now he bites, so that's
right.
fun.
Oh, I'm sure. And he's getting more
Yeah,
teeth, so it's gonna get worse and worse.
bullshit.
Well,
He laughs. It's how he tells me he's done. He just decides to clamp down, and I'm like, "Oh, Hunter, no, don't do that." And he just looks at me like, "Eh,
yeah, got you.
jerk, such an
Well,
asshole."
you'll have all the stages to be happy and sad about. Mine starts college in like 10 days.
That is
And
crazy.
well, here's the funny part. I was telling somebody today, the part that sucks about that is you lose your kid to school, which is very sad, and then you have to write a check. That makes it like
Oh,
it's like insult to injury. It's like, here, take my kid, and here's
oh,
a check for 10 grand. It's like,
no.
yeah, it sucks. Totally sucks.
That
I
sounds
here's the
terrible.
funny story from it though. So I got a message from a DM from the University of Cincinnati CrossFit chapter. They is UC Functional Fitness is what they call it, asking if she would, come do CrossFit with them. And so I told her, and she was mortified. She's like, I knew this would happen.
Dad, you're already embarrassing me just from your social presence.
I know. I'm like, I knew it would happen too, and it's awesome.
It's
It's the best.
amazing. I fully support it.
I know. And she's not going to do it, by the way, because she
Of course
doesn't.
not.
Yeah, she doesn't do that. All right, last topic before we run out, because Mark came in the comments and said it. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. I've
How old are you? Am I
completely
allowed to
forgot.
ask?
I'm 34.
So young, just a baby,
Yeah.
just a little
Yeah.
baby. What'd you guys do for your birthday?
Nothing. I forgot it was my birthday fully. Like I said,
Nothing.
I couldn't think past this move. And like, because we're in this brand new house and we have to like renovate this house and all this stuff. Like Matt was asking me what I wanted. And I was like, if you spend money on me, I swear to God, we need a new HVAC system. We need we need to remodel this kitchen. Like, please, please.
When
So
I
he put
see
together like,
Matt,
I
I'm
know.
going to give him a crisp $20 bill and tell him to take you to the fanciest dinner possible. That's what I'm going to
Thank
tell
you.
him.
The fanciest burger and cheese curds dinner.
Yes.
But no, he put together a sweet like small gift of things that I love, like candy that I like and a candle and like sweet things like that.
Oh,
And then we got takeout from our favorite restaurant and ate ate on the couches that are like randomly in the middle of the wrong room. Like we're still
right.
very much not settled in this house, but we're making it work.
I love it. I love it. Well, that's like it's still exciting. Still very
Yeah,
exciting.
it is. I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to like it feels like a celebration. Like my feels like a birthday celebration for me and for Hunter to be able to go back to games just because at this point last year I was so stressed and now like being able to go back to games like with the whole family and not being stressed that I'm about to go into labor, like it's just gonna be very different. And this whole like doing events with the two of them is my new favorite thing ever. I used to kind of like going on my own and like having my own thing and like, you know, Matt would stay home and I'd be like, peace, I'll be back. And but now I don't really want to do it without them. It's so much more fun. So please, like when you'll see him being like daddy on duty in Madison, if you guys are coming, please stop him and tell him that he's doing a good job rather. And also tell him that you know him from this podcast because he truly doesn't like believe that anyone listens to this or knows who I am.
You don't
So
worry about people seeing Matt just being like the hottest dad alive, walking around with this little baby, and you don't worry about that.
do you think I should? Do you think he's going to run off with Hunter?
Look, I'm just saying, I'm as straight as they come, but I saw him on the TV holding the baby. I'm like, all right, Matt's looking pretty hot right now. Like women are
I
gonna be pretty excited about
mean,
this.
he is the hottest dad at swim class. At infant swim.
I love it.
I love it too. I saw him I was like watching just like a big glass thing and there's like, you know, a bunch of dudes and moms in the pool with their babies and he's like clearly the only one that works out of everyone. I
Right.
was like, I have the hot dad. The hot dad is mine.
Yeah. That one's mine. That one's mine. Hands
Yeah.
off, ladies. You
That
should
guy.
take a little consolation in the fact that they probably all go home to their own husbands and go, "Why can't you get in shape, Jim?" You know?
Probably.
I don't know why I named that fictional guy Jim, but it just seemed like the thing
Jimbo.
to do. Damn Jimbo. We had this hot ginger dad at swim class today.
And
Your
you're
fat
out here
ass was
looking
on the
like a
couch.
slob. Yeah. But no, I'm
I love
serious. Like if you guys see him, please stop him. Tell him that he looks great with that baby.
Oh, I can't
And that he
wait.
should listen to this show and tell him that because he
Yeah,
doesn't ever, not one time.
yeah, for sure. I can't
Nope.
wait to meet Hunter. I can't wait. He's probably gonna
I'm
hate
so
me, but I
excited.
can't wait to meet him.
No, he's gonna love you. I'm so excited. I'm like,
Mm, don't get your
this,
hopes
like
up.
something about like seeing the people I love on my kid is just really special.
I hope he likes me. I was at this picnic today, and one of my managers was saying hi to somebody's kid. It was like a little baby like that, and they're like, "Oh, hey, how are you doing?" That kid was like started swinging. Kid's like, "No, no," I
Oh my
didn't want
God.
the stranger danger. Like they didn't want the stranger to get near them.
Oh,
So I'm just telling you, don't take it personally if Hunter doesn't immediately fall in love with me. But
he doesn't really have stranger danger. So if he cries when he sees you, it's gonna be a new thing.
he's gonna be the most popular baby at the games.
I don't know. Tim Paulson's baby is coming.
Oh, and Owen, there's a lot of redheaded babies at the games this year.
Mhm.
Gonna be a lot of
No.
sunblock floating around that place.
Oh yeah, I packed all of it. All of it.
Tim's baby's pretty freaking adorable too, though.
Wes is the man.
He is
He's so
so
cute.
cute. He is so cute. And a little Owen. I don't know. How do we end up with so many little redheaded babies at the
I don't
game?
know. How do I not have one? That's not fair.
You could dye it. You can dye
Thought
a baby's
about it.
hair. There's no law against it.
Amazing.
You could spray tan a baby, Nikki. You can. Just
Oh
saying.
my God. Meanwhile, I'm over here just like trying so hard for him, like to making sure he like doesn't touch me while I'm still sticky. Like, you don't want this on your hands. Don't touch me.
You're all spray tan except for a single tooth mark around your nipple.
Basically, 100. Yeah, I basically was like, hold on, I'll feed you. But let me just like baby wipe my nipples just in case first.
Oh my God. That is so
Uh,
wrong.
it's
That's a sentence I never thought I'd say on the show, but here we are.
Yeah, I'm embracing it for what it is. I'm
Wh-
embracing this mom bod, truly.
When do you get into town?
Tomorrow afternoon, we do the
Oh
production
wow.
meetings, yeah, and then we'll get ready to go.
Nice. Well, I've got work and stuff to do tomorrow, but I'm leaving very early on Tuesday so I can get there Tuesday afternoon and get my quote unquote real media pass.
Wow,
I
look at
know.
you.
Very excited. And which, I won't use for much other than just getting in and wandering around like an idiot.
Meh,
But it'll be fun
yeah.
either way. So Well, I'm excited to see you guys. Super
Yeah, me
fun. Make
too.
sure your super hot husband has my number. So if he needs anything, I'm there to help.
He'll
Because
come find
I'm
you.
doing nothing. We're not podcasting.
No.
Neither show is podcasting. Ben and I are actually going to do a workout together for Forging Youth
Amazing.
Resilience. Sorry. Yeah, it's literally 3 movements. It'll be less than a minute, probably less than 2 minutes. I'm going to take that bitch down. I'm going to crush Ben. I can't wait.
I'm excited.
It's going to be so much fun. But other than that, very few plans. Very
That's
few plans at all.
good. I feel like we both went too hard last year. Like we should enjoy the games and then we can reconvene and podcast about the experience afterwards.
Yeah, that's the plan. And I might maybe throw an Instagram live out there just to update
Yeah.
people, but otherwise nothing spectacular. So
Cool.
All right. Well, this has been fun. I'm excited to see you finally in person. Well, maybe we'll get some photos for once.
Hard maybe.
No promises.
None. We need a photographer on board.
We only know like 2 dozen, so it
I know,
shouldn't be a big deal.
dumb. We're so
Shouldn't be a
dumb.
big deal.
Seriously.
All right. Well, I will see you in Madison. And for everyone listening, if you guys are in Madison, make sure you stop Niki and say hi. If you see Matt and that cute baby, you stop them and say hi. If you see me, stop me as well. We'd love to meet you guys and shake hands and take photos and get a chance to get some feedback from you guys live and in person. If you're not going to be there, it's your tough luck. So for everyone listening, we appreciate you guys joining, and we will chat with you guys soon.